Hello, everyone. We will be about 2 more minutes, and we'll go live. This is episode 5 of our Seaside Wool applique series. Woohoo! Hope everyone's had a wonderful couple of days, and we'll get started here in just a moment. Okay. Alrighty. Okay, so what we're continuing on tonight, this is episode 5 of our Seaside. This is all wool, our little pictorial wall hanging, Seaside, all wool. And what I'm going to do to start off with tonight, I'm going to trace out some more of the applique shapes off of the pattern pieces that came with the pattern. And over here I have my light box, a daylight Wafer 2 light box. And I'm going to swap that camera over. We're going to get started, everybody. Welcome, welcome, welcome. And what we're going to be doing, I'm going to start with some tracing, and then we'll go on back to the applique process and all that fun stuff. So, without further ado, let's go over here. There we go. Let me angle that up just a bit. Okay. Now, right on the pattern, it does say, since I am using I'm tracing on fusible stabilizer, it says on the pattern, don't forget to reverse pieces if using fusible products, which means instead of having my pattern face up, cutting it down and tracing, I want to flip it. Okay. And that way, hi Tracy, excuse me, I'm going to turn this on and check this out, everybody. I forgot to mention one feature on this light box. It's all just touch. There's no buttons to press to turn it off and on. It's like a touch screen. But if you hold down, keep your finger pressed over the power, you can dim it. And then if you hold it down, you can brighten it up to the brightness level that you want, which is really cool. Very beneficial when you're working upside down. Sorry, I have a frog in my throat this evening. Excuse me, let me get me some more water here. We're going to get started tracing some more patterns. Goodness. Okay. Let's see here. So we're going to trace some more patterns. I already traced out the church, and that's what we're going to be appliquing tonight. Next, I'm going to trace out this little lighthouse keeper's cottage, and I'm going to trace out all the parts for the lighthouse, because we'll have this area done tonight. Then we're going to move on to the next episode and finish this area, leaving this one for last over here. This area over here. Okay. So, I'm sure I have the rough side down. That's the fusible. Now then. Let me see here. Is that what I want? That's the one I want. Okay. I'm just using a number 2 mechanical pencil to trace with. Since I'm going to be using a hot iron on this, you definitely could not use a friction pen because then your cutting lines would disappear. What I am marking is actually the cutting line for these pieces. This will be raw edge applique. Then, one. This is the door. And it tells on the pattern how many shapes to cut. So if I, for instance, these all just says cut 1. So I just have to trace it once. If I had to cut it 3 times, I'd have to trace it 3 individual times. Okay. These are windows. I need to cut 2. I'm going to trace this one twice. It says cut 2. Here's those. And here's another shrub. Cut 1. Trace it once. I'm going to show you all these once I finish tracing all the parts to this little, it's called the Lighthouse Keeper's Cottage is what it is. It's attached to the lighthouse. And those are all the pieces for the lighthouse, excuse me, keeper's cottage right here. There's all those pieces. Hi, Cecilia. Okay, next I'm going to trace out the pieces for the lighthouse. That's going to be a tall one too. Look at that. Isn't that cool? So, lighthouse. Got a bunch of pieces to trace out here. But what I'm tracing tonight is what we will actually stitch down on the next episode. What I traced out on episode 4 is what we'll actually be fusing and stitching down tonight. Okay, there's that. Okay. Just getting all these pieces traced. Okay. The cut one. Okay. It's right there. Move this piece down here. Okay, let's see what else I need. I think that's all the pieces for the lighthouse, I think. Let me read it from the other side here. Yes. Okay. That is all the pieces for our next episode. It doesn't look like a lot, but no, that's a lot of stitching, believe it or not. Pretty cool. That is done. Yay. Okay, so let's see here. Let me move back to my other camera for a moment. Hello there. Okay, so that was fun. So what we're going to do next, we're going to swap to our other camera and go to our sewing machine. Okay. Okay, let's swap over to our other camera. Go back to this one. I'm going to move the other one. And we'll swap over to that camera. There's where we're going to be going to next, little workstation. Okay. And let me come over there. Okay, everybody. Woohoo. Let me move this back over here. There we go. My little small camera moved. Alrighty, we're just about set to go here, everybody. Get a drink of my water. So where we left off on our last episode, this is what we got done. Remember, this is all 100% natural wool, hand-dyed wool. It's really nice and super soft. Look at that, isn't that beautiful? It's getting there. Now, I had to deviate from the pattern a little bit because, let me move my light back around, other light. There we go. Okay. There we go. Now then, what I had to do, I had to add a tree over here because it wasn't going to come out without doing that. The first tree I put down, I had it too far in from the edge, and I wasn't about to rip out stitches out of wool, so I just added another tree. And this is what it looks like. Let me hold this up. So I have to the first thing I'm going to do is applique down the new tree I placed, which is right here where my finger's at. Oops. Here we go. This one right here. Okay, that's what we're going to get started with first. Okay. Yes, going through some of my feet. I am on the Bernina 475 Quilters Edition sewing machine, the Kaffe edition tonight. And I'm going to be using foot number 23, which is the applique foot. Okay, and I will be using, let's see here, the Quilters menu, stitch number 1309. And I am using a 12 weight thread in my through my needle, and I have a 50 weight Orfill gray thread in my bobbin. And we're going to get started. I'm going to swap to my other camera. And let's get that up just a hair right there. There we go. So the first thing I'm going to do, I've got to get this new tree stitched down. Okay, this one right here, this is the new tree I put down. And let's see, I'm going to start down here. Okay, I'm going to start right down here. And I'm going to do my stitch length. I'm going to set to 4. And my stitch width, I am going to set to 3. There we go. And that's how I've had all these others. That's what the settings were for the size of the stitch right here, my previous one. And we're just going to get started and get it stitched. I'm going to raise that presser foot and get my little thread tail out of the way. Here we go. And we'll trim that when we get back around. Hey, I found my purple thing. This handy little tool here. It's called the Purple Thing by Gypsy Quilter. Yeah, finally found that today. I was cleaning my studio and I always find I haven't seen that one for a couple months. It's all good. Now then, let's get that thread trimmed. I'm going to move that camera a little bit so we can get a better look at it. Here we go. There we go. Okay. I've got this camera really close to the bed of the sewing machine. There, that's going to be a little bit better. And every time I move the fabric, it's going to bump it if I didn't do that. Hi, Donna. How are you this evening? Okay. Move my mouse out of the way. There we go. There we go. That'll give me a little more wiggle room here. And that tree is just all but completely stitched down. Let's tie that off. And we'll cut it. Yay! That one is all nice and stitched down now. Let's just back that up a little bit. You can see what we just did there. There we go. There it is, right there. I had to add that tree because otherwise the layout wasn't going to come out. This first one I did, it should have been over this way much further, and oh well, so I altered the pattern just a hair. It's all good. Okay, the next thing I have to do, I'm going to fuse down the main part of the church here. This is what we're creating right now. It's this church with the steeple and everything. So the first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to fuse down the church body itself, which is this right here. Okay, so that'll go on there about like so. Okay, let's go over. I'm going to go over the ironing board. Be right back. Just going to let my iron heat up a little bit. While it's doing that, I'm going to cut out some more pieces. This is going to be the stained glass windows for the church. So we get those cut out next while the iron is heating up. I'm just going to back this up a little bit. There we go. Okay. Here's one. This will be 2. This is window number 3. Okay, 2 more to go. It's a little bitty window. Then we have a round window also. Little porthole type of window. Come on, you. Here we go. There's our window pieces. Then I have, these will be shrubs. 3 of those to cut out. These are the 3 little shrubs by that church. And 1 more. Yes, I'm saving my scraps, everybody. Here we go. And this will be the door. This is just a brown, a solid dark brown. There's the door. And I think that is all the pieces. All the pieces are now cut. There's the roof. And that's the steeple. And this is part of the steeple box that will sit up on. So that is all set to go. I'm going to get all of these carried over to the ironing board. Hi, Kim. Ironing board, and do my first set of fusing. There'll be a lot of trips back and forth tonight because this is layered in a certain order. Oops. Okay. 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 Here we go. Hi, Christina. Okay, everybody. Get this up here so we can get a look at it. There's our church. Okay, that's part of it. There's still more. It'll go way up here. But anyway, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to stitch around this. I'm going to have to change my upper thread. Change my upper thread color here. Okay. I've been organizing thread since I was last on here. That's what we're going to be using for that right there. Okay. And I'm going to thread the machine. And that is just the table of the machine there, Christina. Okay. There we go. Now I'll get that needle threaded. Everybody, I'll be swapping out my top thread more than once for this round tonight. Okay. Now then, let me see. Start down here like I normally do. Down here at the base. There we go. Yep. Okay. Let me cut that. There we go. Didn't pull my, I should have kept my thread taut as I was taking up. I didn't, and that's what caused that noise. I just have to start that one over. There we go. I made a boo-boo. Imagine that. Okay. Just back it up a couple stitches, it'll be fine. There we go. Christina, tonight we are doing the church. So there's 2 more episodes. After tonight's episode, it will be completed. Okay, then I'm just going to swap to a straight stitch and baste this top edge down because there'll be another piece of fabric going over that, and I really don't need to do the blanket stitch all the way around that. So let's just go to this. Up this angle. When we turn this point, then we're going to go back to our applique stitch. There we go. We can tie that off and cut. There is that. There we go. Now I have to go back to the ironing board and fuse on a few more pieces. Then we'll be right back. Okay. Going to do this. I'm going to put the roof on next. I'm also going to do the front door and the round window on this step. Okay. Okay. Here's where we're at. Looky there. The round window, the roof, and the door. Yes, Christina. That is 7 o'clock Eastern time for you, yes. Okay, I'm going to change my thread again for the roof here. I'm going to go back to this color. But before I start, I already know I have got to find applique thread, the thread I want for my dark brown door and my blue stained glass window. So let's get that picked out before we go any further. And I already know what I'm going to do for the window. I already decided that. That's going to be that. Then let's see here. I know I've got So you can see what I'm doing. I am going through a little basket of thread. And I don't want to use black. As dark as that is, I could, and it would probably be okay. That'll be a backup color. I want to use a heavy thread. This is what I want to do. That's only a 40 weight, but that's a nice thread there. That's only a 40 weight. That would be a possibility. Not my first choice as far as the weight of thread goes. I know what I want if I can find it. Let's see. Okay. I could also use my brass colored thread, and that wouldn't look bad at all, quite honestly. I'm dropping spools of thread all over my floor beneath my feet. Okay. So that's all I need to look for there. We'll set that one to the side. I've exhausted that one. Let me check out one more place. So I've got this. This is a 12 weight by Superior called So Sassy. Just not the right color. It's black. Okay, so none of those are going to work here. So, actually, the more I look at it, I'm going to use the black thread around the doorway. That real dark brown. This will look good. It'll add a little bit of contrast, which would be good, but it will not be overpowering. So that'll be a good thing. Okay, got those threads picked out. Now then, off with the white. Okay. Okay. Okay, we're going to put this color on right here for the roof. Okay, so there's that changed out. Now then, let's put this back down here. Get a little better camera view on that. There we go. Oh, thank you, Christina. Oh, you were so right. There it is. The purple spool. Thank you. Oh, my goodness. So, back to our applique stitch. That thread pulled out underneath there. There we go. That little circular window is going to be fun. That'll be a lot of starting and stopping. A lot of starting and stopping. Trim my starting thread tail there. Okay. off. Okay. Here we go. So next, I'm going to get that circular window stitched down. Let's change our threads out. Moving over to this, everything I've been using for the most part has been this sulky heavyweight thread. This is sulky 12-weight blendables. It's a nice applique thread, that's for sure. And this is thread I had in my stash. I know Orifil makes a really great 12-weight thread that is great for applique as well. Okay. Okie dokie. Now then, let's get this one going here. Let's take our time on this one. Like every other stitch or so, I'm going to have to rotate it. Let's get that thread tail out of the way. There we go. This is really turning out nice, everybody. It just takes a little time. Woohoo! Ooh, that turned out much better than I had hoped. Oh my goodness. Okay, check that out though. Isn't that cute? It's a little stained glass window. Now we're going to swap out to our darker colored thread to go around that dark brown door. I'm actually going to just use a solid black around that dark brown. I know that'll look okay. I think it'll look really good. Come here, you. I'm all fingers. There we go. This 12-weight sulky blendable is also great thread for your serger, everybody. That's why I had a pretty good selection of it. Okay, next is the door to this cute little church. Okay. We'll get that tail taken out of our way. Here we go. that, believe it or not, that black thread really looks great around that. Okay. After we get this on, it'll be time to fuse. We're going to get a closer look at what we've got done so far on it. It may not show up on camera because that fabric almost, but this is a dark, rich brown is the color of the fabric, the wool. Okay. Woohoo! There we go. Let's have a look at this. Get this out here. We're going to back that camera up. Check that out. Just the stained glass window. And here is the dark brown door. I'm going to try to get the light so you can actually see the stitching around it. Don't know if that's going to work because it's so dark. And let me bring it up here under the brighter light and that might work. Hold on. There you go. You can kind of sort of see it, but I mean that is dark. Okay. So next, we have 3 stained glass windows here, and then we have the steeple to attach as well. We're going to go over to the ironing board, be right back. Okay, next we're doing the steeple base and then the steeple. And we're going to have to swap out the thread again. This is what we're doing next, right up here. Here we go. There we go, and then the steeple will come up like this. Okay, we're going to stitch this down next, so I'm going to go back to my off-white thread. Oops. Oopsie doopsie. Okay. Here we go. Okay. Gonna pivot that around. Get my thread tail out from underneath that foot. There we go. Now up here along this top edge, I'm going to just base that down with a straight stitch because that will get covered up by another applique. Okay. And we go back to our applique stitch. And we're going to trim our excess tail here. Okay, woohoo. Now we're going to go back and fuse the steeple down to the top of this. You can see those stitches really well there. We'll be right back. And you got it. We're going to swap out our upper thread color again. Check that out though. Here we go. This is the part we just put on. Rethreading the upper thread right now. Pull that thread tail out from underneath the foot. There we go. Hi, Coralie. You're fine. You're fine, Coralie. Hope you're doing okay, Coralie. You've been in my thoughts. Okay. There is that. Now we're going to go do some more fusing. Working on the church. Okay, we're going to add on the rest of the windows now and get that part done. Oops. Alrighty, got the rest of the windows fused. Okay, let's have a look at it. I have to change back to my other thread. Put the little window up here in the steeple. And then Our 4 windows down here are stained glass windows for our church. Okay. So I'm going to change my upper thread. I call it the applique thread, but this is what we're changing back to. So we did here on this other window. Okay, so let's see, which one do we want to do first? I think we're going to get that little bitty one done first. The little bitty window, just because we can. Get my camera repositioned. Here we go. Oh wow, Coralie. That's a lot of flying geese, girl. Get my foot control moved. There we go. Let's go ahead and trim that tail thread while we're right here. There's that. Isn't that cute? Look at that little window. Isn't that pretty? Woohoo. Okay. Now we have the 3 larger stained glass windows to do. We'll get those done next. Ouch. Ouchie. first one's done. And we'll just go right on down to the next one. There we go. There we go. Tie that off. Okay. And the next one. Hold on, everybody. Something don't quite sound right. Let me grab one more. Yep. My knee bumped the lift, and that's why it did that. Just work that out. Doesn't like it when you do that. Imagine that. I'm going to clean that up. Just a second here. Get my tweezers. Get those little threads out of there. I have to take my bobbin case out to get that out. I'm going to, let me back my camera up. There we go. Take the foot off. There we go. That was the culprit right there. Okay. While I have that off, I may as well get rid of a little bit of lint buildup, eh? Okay. Thing about the wool, it does produce a little more lint than what normally we sew with. That's okay. It's worth it. Okay. See how easy it was to take that needle plate off? Love that. Something I've always loved about a Bernina. How easy it is to get that needle plate off. Okay. Yeah, we are good to go. Okay. Let's pick up where we left off at. Clean up the back of my project here. Okay. Ooh, I have got something not quite right. I just broke a needle. Woohoo! Okay. What did I do? That is all on me this time. Guess I will be changing, putting in a new needle for one thing. Sure enough, look at that. I broke that end of that needle right off of there. Let's see here. That's good. That'll work. Still work. Okay. Let's take this off and give it a good clean out. I still have a thread caught under there somewhere. Got plenty of bobbin thread, so that's not it. Okay. We'll take the bobbin case all the way out. There we go. It's all metal. There it is. There's what was knotted up in my, actually in the hook. Okay. See another thread. Still caught. There. That was caught in there too. Amazing what just a little piece of thread can do, huh? There we go. Now, while I have it off, I'm going to go ahead and change the needle. Well, I had to change the needle because the needle broke. Let's see here. Let me get a good Bernina needle in there. I'll be right back. This will work. Here is what I'm going to put in it. This is a size 100 top stitch needle. Okay. And since I am using a heavy 12 weight thread in it, 100 is actually just about the right size needle. I could go up one more if I needed to. Okay. Okay. Yeah, let's get that needle cover back on. And get the hook back in. Come on, you. I'm all thumbs tonight. Turn this off. Here we go. There we go. Come on. got it. I just can't get it to seat. I'm not any good at this. My back hurts. Let's see here. Oop, I think that did it. No. Mike, would you do that, please?
Yes, if you switch cameras. Thank you.
There. Got a thread jam.
White dot. Hole. You had it 180 degrees out.
Okay. No wonder I couldn't get it to seat.
I am also all thumbs tonight.
Yes, Corley, I wish I had smaller fingers when it comes to stuff like this.
There we go.
Thank you.
Sorry about the
Alrighty.
delay.
Alrighty, everybody. Woohoo! We're rocking and rolling again. Okay, let's get that bobbin reinserted. Get it turned back on first. Get the power back up. Okay. Pick up all my loose threads while that's powering back up. Okay. Okay. There's that one. Got the new needle in. Let's get this slid back on. Let's get the foot back on it. Come on, you. There you go. There we go. Get my stitch length back to 4, width to 3. There we go. Let's get that needle threaded. Got the wrong needle, everybody. That's part of my issue right there. Hold on. Put that back in its case. Okay. Yes, the joys of doing it live. Okay. Let me get another needle put in there. Okay. Okay, Donna. We almost got it done, ready to go. We'll be back on again tomorrow night. And everybody, I'm going to call it a night. My hands are cramping. So listen, we'll pick back up where we left off tomorrow night, get some more of it done, and we'll have a lot more pieces to get done. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. And we will be back tomorrow night. Thank you all. Good night, everybody.